Alright. Here's a little replay between Blue Drives and Matiz. And I chose to use this replay because it's so short. And that's why it's GvG. And I chose a short replay because I have no idea how the cast is gonna turn out. So I'm gonna possibly take several attempts to perfect the strategical analysis of this replay. So here, well, small mistake. When Blues was going this way, he slightly overshot this spigot, had to move a little bit. This would be important probably if Matiz spawned here, and then Matiz would be favored while contesting this spigot. This was very standard, while up top for both good players to go here. And it used to be that both players would stay here, and then micro, protein and the striders. But then Dallas, who switched to go, actually single-handedly changed the way this position was played. Instead of staying here, he would go middle to this spigot and then take middle. And there is a problem with that, in a sense that if I remember correctly, the right side always reaches this spigot first. So the left side will have to either stay here or luck with this mother and hope for a draw. But with random spawns, it would all change, and I'm not sure yet how exactly this matchup would be played. I think that the best pass right now is to go this way, pick up these two spigots, then go this spigot, and then go middle. And the thing about the middle is that this is probably the best middle of all middles on all maps. And what makes it best is, first of all, the small distance between spigots, but also not only the mountain, but also, unlike on Edge of Winter, a brush. And the brush makes a huge difference as well. And as it happens, if you go middle and the opponent doesn't go middle, and then you split your mothers, from my experience, even if he rushes you, you have pretty good chances of defending with only two mothers. Because again, brushes, mountain, which you can catch his mother on a mountain, you can catch his mother on a brush, and you can pincer move his army, go from this side and that side, and catch his army out of position, possibly. And also the proximity of the spigots allow you to collect a big bank. Probably won't be enough to just hide in the brush, but with micro, from my experience, if your opponent does not match in micro, you can steal enough spigots to produce army of your own, and with two mothers it's an advantage. And in certain situations you can simply escape in two directions, or maybe do some other kind of shenanigans. But as I said, I think going middle is best, by far the best decision on this map. And sorry about the Steam sounds. And that's what Matiz does, spoiler alert, but Blues doesn't do it, and I think that's a mistake, and I think that's a mistake that comes from him being AFK. I think he had computer troubles during the time that the one mother rush meta developed. So I think that he's missing out on all the goodness that middle provides by staying here. And things don't happen. Matiz here, I watched this replay before, and Matiz here miss micros and loses his drover without scouting anything. And that's obviously a mistake, because drover is only scout Goo has for a while. And I think right now in Goo versus Goo, saving your drover for scouting, maybe even later on in the game, is much more important than any kind of drover and drover action. and probably even better than mild mother harass. Of course, if you can have a significant impact with harass, it's better. And Matiz does here a mistake. He spawns a protein, and he immediately transforms it into Striders. It's bad for two reasons. Striders don't do anything. I feel that in the middle here, as I said, it's better to split into two mothers. Unless there is very, very obvious rush, two mothers will have an advantage, I feel, or at least they will be, outcome would depend on micro. But also, if you do spawn a protein, there's only two things you can do with a protein here. You can spawn Radiance for scouting, which I feel is not so good early game. It gets a little bit better later in the game, because Radiance can see uphill and outrun the protein. But yeah, Striders just don't do anything here at all. If he had a protein, I think that would be the best case scenario. But even that I think is bad. But with protein he could run up here, see if attack is coming or something like that. But the problem with that is if attack is not coming, and Blues instead of staying here went around and split, Matiz is gonna lose. So Blues here goes middle, then sees Striders and pulls back. And I'm not quite sure about that either, because if Matiz wanted to rush middle, he should have went there right away. As it stands right now, he deprived himself of a certain amount of advantage that middle provides, and instead stayed here and rushed later. And the bank isn't really that different. The bank is different now that he split, and here something bad happens. Basically this ends the game, but the thing about this situation is Blues delayed his rush middle, but after he delayed his rush middle he did 4 Striders. And 4 Striders is a decent answer. It's the strongest thing in this situation that a good player can spawn out of 2 proteins. But brush. If you don't have Radiance that's in the brush, you can't enter this brush, because a good player would be collecting with these 2 spigots and going back into the brush to exploit the lack of vision. And it's not as easy as that, to be honest, because micro can always win in this situation. You can catch the good player while he's on a spigot. You go into the brush while he's on the spigot, and brush becomes yours, although he can pull back to any other brushes. But the thing is, why make yourself disadvantaged by going up against the brush when you can simply do what Matiz did, go here and go straight middle, and then there is no question of how to avoid the brush. Brush is avoidable, but why put yourself in this position? You can simply force the issue much earlier on, and if you want to stay here, by all means, but split and run. I think that's the only reason to be staying here. And the game itself, Matiz just lost 2 protein wars of units, and it's over. I'm not even gonna watch it till the end, but I hope there is some kind of analysis here that is not bad. All right, GG.